there's a lot of misconceptions, like about Auschwitz and everything else, and also about the fashion models. This is about the fashion models. I did employ a lot of fashion models, but I didn't actually sleep with any of them. Mostly John McCain slept with a lot of fashion models, and also um, Nixon and all those other ones. They were, you know, they were the ones that were actually trying to sleep with the fashion models. Like I said, the fashion models, even though, like I say, John McCain slept with a lot of women, so women didn't necessarily really want to sleep with him. A lot of the men, I mean, it's like to be with a man that's been with 1,000 women really isn't all that appealing to women. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I mean, he was always having sex. I mean, they would pick up girls on the beach of like To Live and Die on the beaches of Hanoi or whatever. To Live and Die. They made all these films about to live and die on this beach, to live and die on that beach, and to live was to sleep with someone, and to die was to not sleep with someone. I don't know. Anyway, that's how they were. They were men of glory, and men serving their country. They were serving their country supposedly by taking steroids and wearing speedos up and down the beach, and harassing women on the beach, trying to have sex with them in front of their husbands. Anyway, they took massive amounts of steroids and then they looked pretty good. It's like, wow. And then and most of the women that they harassed were mothers and women who had children and were with their husbands. So, they just look good. And John McCain would be like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, and they were pretending to be astronauts or pretending to be soldiers or pretending to be men that fought the battles, that whatever, or something. It's all a bunch of lies. Like I said, they were renting the White Star submarines and stuff, pretending to work for someone, pretending to have money. They had cocaine and drugs, yeah. Anyway, Auschwitz. So like Lucifer Star, I had a lot of fashion models. In fact, the fashion shows were mostly my events, actually. Later on, other people would do it, but I mean, like the fashion shows with all the diamonds and all the jewels and stuff like that. I was the one, I wanted women to look beautiful. I wanted to portray women in a beautiful light as more than just sex slaves and things you just have sex with. I want to have women portrayed as beautiful and smart, and I wanted them to be portrayed as mothers, not some frumpy, rumpled up old, or not old, but I mean, older women are good too. But I mean, I wanted women to look like something more than just something that pleased men. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, well, they still look like something that they still look good. I wanted them to look good and elegant and beautiful and all that. I mean, a lot of women, women used to work really hard too. I mean, a lot of women worked as easily as hard as men. In fact, a lot of women would get on my case or get on the cases of my people because it's like I don't want them out there busting rocks and like I mean driving trucks and stuff. I wanted them, they're women, they're elegant. I wanted them to look beautiful, but some women like to drive trucks anyway. So it's like, well, I'm not gonna say no, but so I mean they could still do all the same things that men do and all that other stuff. But I mean I wanted them, I wanted them to look and feel elegant because they were beautiful. I spent a lot of work on them. I mean women making women look beautiful and to be elegant and teaching them dance and everything else that I did, like that was all mostly me. I mean I wanted them to look gorgeous, wearing the diamonds and stuff, and some of the diamond necklaces were a little too heavy, and they still wore them because they were necklaces that I had provided for them to wear, so they would wear them. I always wanted to see some gorgeous woman like wearing one of my necklaces, but unfortunately, most other men got to have the women with the gorgeous necklaces, but whatever. At least they got a date and got a husband, whatever else. But the necklaces were always being provided by, me, basically. I would allow fashion models to rent them. It's like, well, they're not worth that much. I mean, so it's a couple $1,000,000 or a couple $1,000, whatever. It doesn't cost that much. We just stuff we found in the dirt, and I was like, hey, let's polish them up. Let's see if we can make them look good. And then they did look good. So, and then later on, we were fabricating them. So, cubic zirconium looks just like the real thing, except you would never know that that's a manufactured diamond. Anyway, and then everyone could have them, and all that other stuff, and even large ones. But large ones take longer to make. Anyway, you can make all that stuff. You can make a perfectly good looking diamond. It's expensive. It's a big long process. But what's called lots of groups were making them. They were making them at the college, and they made them in Germany. A lot of things they're like, this is a diamond, and they burn the diamond and melt it. It's like, no, that's a cubic zirconium. It's not a real diamond. Real diamonds don't melt or burn. They'd melt or burn at like 70,000 degrees or something like that. Something ridiculous. So, cubic zirconium, though, that'll burn at certain temperatures or whatever. Anyway, though, whatever. I'm not an expert. But anyway, though, but mostly, so yeah, I mean, I wasn't actually having sex. Alexander Bryan wasn't actually having sex with anyone. In fact, that's one of the things. I didn't have sex until I was 20 or more. And I've only been with a couple women. Nowhere near what most people would think I would be with, considering how rich I am. I mean, I own America and Germany. Or owned Germany until it was taken down. And then I rebuilt it, so I don't know. I paid for it. That came out of my money. So it's my financial money to rebuild Germany because that was my country. I'd never forget Germany. I'd always love Germany. Germany embraced me. Germany loved me. And I loved them back. So despite the war, despite everything else, like I had it rebuilt, of course. Also the rebuilding project even of Japan. All those safe buildings. That was all me. Very expensive, actually. Lots of research went into it. It's a long, long, long distance project. Lots of people would turn around and find out that all this stuff was actually me. Like, yeah, well, I wanted my people to be safe. Once you're with Lusifer Star, you're safe. Or at least as safe as you can possibly be. Anyway, that's why there's 70 billion people on this planet. And on Terran, I had over 150 billion or something like that. Many of my colonies are the biggest colonies ever. Like I have 120 worlds, easy, maybe even 400. I don't know. You lose count after a while. Over the I mean, it's 100 trillion years that I was in existence. Like I said, it's funny. They sentenced me for war crimes, and so I was changed into something else, and I was protected because so many people loved me, so many people knew me, and then after that, technically I had created humanity, or maybe I don't know. I'd always created. I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's like, I was the only one that was ever able to go way back in time. My existence was never compromised. Somehow, some way, I was just able to go back to before there was anything else. And I created the first stars. So, anyway. It's hard to say where exactly, because my existence is very much of a loop or just intertwined, and it gets all complicated and confusing. Where, at some point in time I'm jailed for war crimes for 99 million or 99 years, and then that's when in order to save me, they make me into something else, and then after that I serve 1.5 million years of community service, and then after that I go on and then I go back in time, and I create life back then, and the first stars. And then, so it's like I don't know, and technically I find out, it's just all weird.